A professor of tourism at the University of Cape Coast is calling for a leisure policy in Ghana to shore up productivity, innovation, and to reduce the level of stress-related diseases in Ghana. According to Professor Amoquandah, there is no reason for leisure in the country, a situation he says makes parents subject their kindergarten pupils to go for extra classes. Reflecting on the leisure situation in the country at his inaugural lecture at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Amoquandah was convinced the lack of innovation, creativity, and productivity in Ghana is attributable to a complete disregard for leisure in the country. Richard Kojunyako has more.
In Ghana, most parents consider leisure participation as a waste of time and therefore prefer to enroll their wards in extra classes. We find ourselves in a period that nursery people are even engaged in extra classes.
That's Professor Amoquandah, a professor of tourism at the University of Cape Coast, expressing his dissatisfaction at how some parents completely disregard the essence of leisure when schools have mandatorily vacated to enable school pupils take a rest. According to him, countries like Japan, US, and the rest have leisure policies that keep its citizens active always. He alluded to biblical analogies in Genesis, where God, even after creation, took a day off not only to rest, but also to reflect on all that He's made. The concept of rest, he explains, is also embedded in the Ghanaian culture, where most of our traditional societies rely on taboos to provide rest for their residents and other life such as plants and animals. In the coastal areas, for instance, fishermen were barred from going fishing on Tuesdays, while their counterparts in the farming communities are prevented from going to farm on certain days. Professor Amoquandah believes non-compliance of these stifles creativity and innovation and creates a dormant society. He is unhappy about the sorry state in which roads leading to some tourist sites and some unsafe sites in the country.
On the average, 4 people get drowned along the Ghanaian coast on each public holidays. On 1st July 2015, about 20 children sustained various degrees of injuries as a result of collapse of Bunsu Canopy Walkway. Our leisure sites have to be safe, but unfortunately, people go and they don't return home. From Cape Coast to Kakum is just 30 kilometers, but it takes drivers, visitors, more than an hour to get to Kakum. And if you visit TripAdvisor sites, you realize that the attention is on the road more than the canopy walkway. The road has become an attraction.
He is calling for a strict enforcement for periods allowed for rest for workers, students, and improvements in the country's leisure sites.
We are not simulating the interests of our children in leisure. Parents, you don't go on leave. So as I stand here, my daughters will be asking, what is daddy talking about? Because they have not seen me going on leave or going on vacation. We need to get leisure models and leisure champions.
Richard Kojunyako, JoyNews, Cape Coast.